Well, hello everybody, I am Spegtacular, the Silver Stacular. I've been to some coin shows in my little time here in the hobby of collecting coins and stacking precious metals, and I've come up with some ideas and some ways to help you not be a victim when it comes to security concerns at a coin show. Whether it's a large coin show, small coin show, local, far away, whatever the case may be, some of these ideas that I have, and these are ideas too that you can use this or that. You can expound upon them, do your own research, and maybe gain or lose some of these ideas for your own benefit. But some of these ideas have really helped me be a lot more safe during these coin shows, feel safe for sure, and possibly, I don't even know, thwart numismatic crimes. Now, numismatic crimes have been happening ever since coins have, been created. So since coins' histories, there have been numismatic crimes. We tend to get a lot of information in social media of things like numismatic crimes and crimes in general. So it makes us become more aware. We feel like, oh, it's happening right now more than ever. It's always been happening, but now it's just more in our face because social media is in our face. Anyways, I want to go over some ideas that I have and talk a little bit about them. And maybe you can use them if you go to a coin show or one day you plan on going. Just keep it in your head and help yourself to be less of a victim. And that is one of my biggest tips, right? Is don't be a victim. Don't act like a victim. Don't look like a victim. Look confident when you're going into these places. Don't be unsure of things. Go in there with some dignity, some heads up kind of moments, like you look forward, seem strong, seem like you know what you're doing. Don't be like, I'm lost, I need help. Don't be that kind of person. Go there with some confidence. And immediately when you do that, a lot of these, would-be thieves and criminals will look for somebody who's an easier target. They want the easy targets. They don't want the seasoned veteran by any means. They're looking for the person that is a sure thing because they are looking for that easy getaway. So that's the biggest thing that there is. So from there on, we can just go ahead and go into all sorts of things that may or may not work for what you believe in. If you like them, use them. If you don't, maybe do some research and find something you like. But here's one right here: is be aware of your surroundings. All right. So when you go into one of these events, whether it's small, big, whatever the case may be, there's exits of all kinds. So, learn where your exits are, your emergency exits, because you don't know what's going to happen. We've seen, again, thanks to social media, there's wild events happening all the time in the world, and you don't want to be a part of the chaos, right? So if there's a way to get out of the scene safely, you want to go ahead and know where that stuff is. Generally, the exits have a nice big exit sign right over the doors. If it's something where you're like, okay, maybe if I'm in this part of the coin show, the exit's kind of far, but there's a bathroom right there. I can tuck myself away in there and I might be all right. Or maybe there's a table with almost like a robe or a gown over top of it, a tablecloth, if you will. And maybe that's a good place to just kind of like lay low if something gets crazy inside the show. I can go underneath there and kind of hang out and hide. All kinds of things could be going through your head while you're going through this coin show. And you can do this without going like, oh, okay, I got to spend all my time worrying about this. This is something that once you enter the show, at a glance, you look around the room, okay, this is a good spot, that's a good spot. You can quickly do this. This is not something that's got to take the entire show by any means. Also, don't keep money in your wallet, right? It's like the worst thing to do is to pull out your wallet, which has your license in it. It has all kinds of identification materials in your wallet. And if somebody's over your shoulder, because some of these, venues are very crowded. If somebody's over your shoulder looking at what you're doing, they can memorize a name. Shoot, they could probably memorize an address. Some of these people have like photographic memories. It's not a problem for them to memorize a lot of things real quick. And now we have this crazy thing called a phone, right? Cell phones that go with us everywhere. All somebody's got to do is have their phone out, recording a video or taking pictures, and you have your wallet out, boom. All of your information, where you live, everything is in somebody else's hands. So don't take out your wallet. Don't put your money in your wallet. Have your money stored around your body, right? What I love about like these winter shows that I go to, I wear a nice jacket. I wear long pants. There's all kinds of like tactical pants out there. There's jackets with all kinds of fun pockets in them. You can have so many different hiding places for money. And I would recommend that you carry your money in multiple pockets. Don't put all your, let's say you have $1,000 you're bringing with you. Don't put that whole 1,000 in one pocket. Spread it out, couple pockets, few pockets, whatever the case may be. Try to remember where that money is. And also, with your phone, right? Have your calculator app. I know some of you are like, what? Phones have calculators? Yeah, it's true. Have your calculator app out on your phone and keep it open throughout the entirety of your stay at the event. And just keep track of your finances on there. So if you bring $1,000 with you, you start on your calculator with $1,000. And as you buy this coin, that coin, you start, subtracting the amount. And then that's how you keep track of how much you have left. Because you don't want to be pulling out your wads of money from your different pockets going, okay, let's see, let me start counting this right out here in the open. I've done that. I've mistakenly done that. And I realized, man, that is a dumb idea, what I just did. But there's no way around it sometimes if you're forced into that situation, unless you're ready with the knowledge of how much you brought and you keep it on the calculator on your phone, and that's all you bring out is your phone. That's the best way to do it. And also, when you're doing stuff like that, and you want to be a little bit more private about what you're doing on your phone, tuck yourself against a wall, right? Get yourself in a corner. That way nobody can see what you're doing. You're just to yourself. You just stay in that little corner. And not like in a completely private place, but there's walls all over the place in these events where you can kind of still be in the public, but also tuck yourself against a wall. Also, generally these days there's some kind of security at these events, whether it be actual law enforcement or private security that's hired for these events, or even just the people that are running the show. If there's any kind of suspicious behavior, report it to those people, right? Especially the people that are running the show. They hate numismatic crimes, right? Because they have a lot of dealers there that hate these kind of people too, that come in and that steal and are shysters. They don't like that, right? So if you see anything at all, immediately go report it to somebody, and hopefully it gets dealt with. And worst case scenario, you're not sure, but you go report it and just let the security or the head of the show know, hey, I'm not sure about this, but I saw this happen. You might want to just watch this guy. He seems a little off, and just get that information. If you buy something, right? Let's say you get a big purchase, right? You just had that coin you've been looking for, and you're like, oh man, finally I got this nice coin. This is a really expensive coin, right? A little nervous just dragging this back to my car because this is a high ticket coin right here. Ask the head of the show or ask the security, hey, do you mind just kind of escorting me out to the car? I'm just going to go to my car. I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to get out of here. If you just don't mind walking with me to the car. And they might be able to do that for you. They should not have a problem as long as you explain the situation. Sometimes they can't always do that, but it doesn't hurt to ask. I also say that, let's say you get some nice coin, or you get any coins for that matter. Don't flaunt them. Don't be like, I got the entire classic commemorative $50 set right here. Look, everybody, look what I got. Look what I completed. This cost me, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000 to complete this set. Isn't that great, everybody at the coin show? Don't do those things. You really kind of want to make sure that you are very secretive. Tuck that stuff away, whether it's in your pockets, whether it's in a bag, a suitcase, I don't know, a little briefcase that's handcuffed to your wrist, whatever the case may be. Make sure that stuff does not just get waved around, right? Once you buy it, you look at it, you make sure that's the coin you want, boom, right there, it just gets tucked away, and that's it for the show, right? Don't look at it, don't think about it anymore. It's gone, right? Until you get back home and then you get to enjoy your purchase. Also, if you got them, some people don't, bring a friend. Friends are great. Friends could be a little extra security, If I'm a thief and I'm walking around a coin show and I see somebody who's completely by themselves, that's going to be my target more than somebody that's there with 2 or 3 people, right? Because I know by myself, I'm not really going to match up well against 2 or 3 people. I need to get that one-on-one contact, right? Where I can, come up behind somebody, maybe slide a hand in the pocket, grab the wallet, the cash, whatever the case may be, the coin. I'm less likely to do that if I'm, going into a group of people trying to do that. So if you got them, bring a friend. Some people don't. Hey, it is what it is. I guess you have to avoid that one. Also, this is going to sound weird, right? But eat something. Be hydrated. Stay sharp. Stay away from the alcohol if there's any available at the shows. Stay away from like the recreational drugs. You know what I mean? You want to stay sharp, right? And for me, I know that around the midway point of me being at these shows, around noon, maybe 1 o'clock, I start to get a little, I don't know, like lightheaded, a little weird in my head. and I know, okay, it's time to eat. And I'm just not thinking straight if I don't have something to eat, get some drinks in me to make myself just kind of, normal again. So be aware of that when it's time for you to eat or time for you to take your whatever kind of medications you have to take. Make sure that you're doing that stuff in a timely manner so that you're staying sharp, because that's very important. One of these thieves sees somebody that's wobbling around and everything. That's a target. So don't be that target. If you have a phone, which everybody in the whole world now has a phone, right? So you should have one. Bring your phone with you because you can use it for all sorts of great things, right? Like the calculator, like I mentioned. Take photos, right? If it's a big event, like for me in Orlando, the Fun Show is massive. Parking, there's so many different parking spaces. Take a photo or photos of where you parked, who's next to you in the parking spaces. Maybe get some license plates in there. That doesn't hurt, right? And just get an idea of where you park so you don't forget, because you want to beeline it right to your vehicle after you're done with the event for sure. So you can even go, kind of refer to that before you're leaving, like back yourself up against the wall again, look at your phone. Okay, that's where I parked. All right, I got it. I know where to go now. I'm just going to walk right to it. No problem. But yeah, also, be aware that if somebody's like following you, or if you're walking around these shows, and if it's a small show, this is sometimes kind of hard to avoid. But if it's a large show and there's the same kind of person or people walking next to you, seemingly constantly, I mean, they're just kind of always near you. Snap a picture off on them. Yeah, just maybe not like in their face, haha, look at me, I'm a jerk, but grab a little snapshot there, and be like, I'm just gonna take a picture, maybe a quick little video, just in case, that way we know who's who here. Let them know a little bit that, hey, I see you. I see you, that you've been around me quite a few times there. I don't like that. That's unusual for like a large show. There's 10,000 people in the room, and you've brushed by me a dozen times. It doesn't make sense. I've only been here for 30 minutes. How is that possible? So let them know that you know that they're there. And of course, like I mentioned, basically throughout this entire thing so far, you got to know your surroundings, right? You got to know the exits, know where security is. Sometimes security has like these little stations, and that's like the security booth. That's where they are. Or they plant themselves at the entrance, maybe on the sides, maybe in the back, here and there. Know who's who. Know where you can go if you need some help. If you have those little security concerns that you have, shoot, go to security and be like, hey, where are the emergency exits? I mean, it's a large show. I can't find them. Where are those at? Always ask. Always ask if you are unsure about things. Doesn't hurt to ask. And let's get back out of those commercials right there. I know you're totally watching these videos. This is actually an old video that I'm shooting right now of myself at a large coin show. So I've been there. I promise you. I'm not just making this stuff up. And I've practiced what I preached. If I do something at one of these shows and I realize that was a mistake, I shouldn't have done it that way, then I fix it for the next show. I mean, I'm not perfect. I fail to know many people that are. I think that there was one in our history, and he ended up, being murdered. I'm not perfect. I'm going to make mistakes, and so are you. Best thing you can do, learn from them, fix them, right? Do a little research like this. I would consider this a little bit of research. Maybe you don't use many of these ideas, but it's some research, and you can use them or lose them, up to you. Next, when it's time to leave, okay, you've done your purchasing, it's time to go, just be extra cautious. Something I like to do is I'm not trying to leave when I am completely on my own, right? I'm not trying to be like, okay, nobody's leaving at this moment. I'm just going to leave, right? I try to leave behind people, behind a group, behind a husband and their wife, or, around somebody else, especially like at a show like this that I'm showing here. There's hallways in here that are they seem like they go forever, right? If I'm alone in a long hallway and somebody just happens to come up behind me or whatever, like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm alone, right? But if you're behind somebody, again, those thieves are less likely to target somebody who's around other people, usually. So that's kind of a little hint that I've been doing, just kind of going around other people and leaving behind them and going with them out the door, basically. When you get to your vehicle, right, and you're beelining it, right, you're not kind of walking around, checking out the parking lot, picking up rocks. you're actually going right to your vehicle, beelining it, unlocking it, key remote starting it if you got that super technology right there. You're a high roller, you want to get the the key start. But you get in the vehicle, you lock the doors immediately, right? Don't wait for your vehicle to auto lock. Look at me, I have a luxury vehicle. It auto locks. Wait until it hits the ignition and then the vehicle will automatically lock. No, get in the door, press the lock button manually on your own. Make sure those doors are locked, windows are rolled up. Even if it's 1,000,000 degrees right there, just wait, right? Just be safe. Get out of that spot for a little bit. Start getting down the road, okay? And then when you're getting down the road, you're not safe yet, right? You're not totally in the clear, and you want to be looking around, right? Check your mirrors, see if there's like vehicles that are sitting around you, that's been there for a few miles. They're just staying at a pretty short distance away from you. Whatever the case may be aware of those vehicles that's been there for a little bit, that might be, I don't know, trailing you. So keep an eye on that stuff. If you are suspecting that a vehicle is like following you, this is some good advice that one of the members said that they did. They actually went to a police station. So I don't know how they did it. They Googled it on their phone, whatever the case may be, where the local police stations were, compared to their location. And they drove into a police station. And I would imagine that if I'm a thief and somebody's driving into a police station, I'm not going. That doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna get out of there. So be aware of that's an option. I have a thing that I've said before that I believe it's very important that when you are driving back home to stop somewhere first. And a few people have countered me on this. They've said, don't stop. So whatever you believe in, do it. But this is my rationale behind it, right? If I am driving home and I'm coming from, a coin show and I got some purchases, I got some nice stuff, I'm going to, go to a nice public place. I'm not going to stop in the middle of a field anywhere. I'm going to go to a public, place like a gas station that's, not a little shady gas station, like a good one, I'm going to go to some bigger place, right? Maybe a little food place, go in and have a bite real quick. Whatever the case may be, it's going to be a public and it's going to have a decent amount of people there, right? But if I'm going to get, let's call it hit, right? If I'm going to get robbed, okay, I'd rather it be away from my house than at my house, because my precious, commodities, my precious jewels, my precious belongings, the things that I hold most dear are at my house. That's my family. I don't want to get my family involved in my hobby in that way, right? To where I bring, crooks basically to my house. I'd rather them go ahead and take what they got to take at a gas station, whatever the case may be, with all those cameras from the gas station or the public places that could help identify these people. I'd much rather that get done than at the home. So just so you know, let me go ahead and forward this video up a little bit here so we get to something new. There we go. But that's my rationale, right? I'd rather it be away from my house than at my house. So if you don't believe in that, if you believe, hey, I'm going straight to the house, that's it. I'm going to go in, lock the door, bring out the missile launchers and get ready for what's coming, then that's what you believe in, right? That's just one thing that I think that is, for me, a little bit smarter. Also, listen, I don't know about you, but I'm no hero. If I happen to get in a situation where there's 3 dudes and they're saying, hey, I'm going to need those coins that you got, I'm going to be like, yep, here they are. That's fine. You're robbing me officially. That's what you're doing. Can we get this on record? You're robbing me. Here you go. You can have them. I'm not going to try to, fight 3 dudes. I don't care how many missile launchers I brought with me. It's a hobby, right? It's a hobby. I'll live to fight another day. It's all right. I'll get something again. It's not a problem, right? But if you lose your life over, I don't know, a couple pillar dollars, what have you done? Like how many people have you potentially hurt? My family would be like, really? He didn't give up the pillar dollars. He fought for pillar dollars. Anyways, that's my belief. If you want to go out guns a-blazing, you don't want to be a victim like that. You just want to go out crazy. Hey, do what you got to do. These are my tips, my advice points. This is stuff that I believe in. Now listen, if it's a one-on-one situation, maybe a one-on-two, we'll talk about it. Ain't no problem, you know what I'm saying? That's not a problem, we're gonna go for it. But no, but seriously, don't be a hero. It's not worth it, right? It's a hobby. We'll get something again. It's all right. But listen, down in the comments, I would love for some of you who have been doing this way longer than me, or shoot, shorter than me, but you've been thinking about it more, whatever the case may be, or you just have different ideas. Put them down in the comments. Let people know some really good ideas. That's part of the research, ladies and gentlemen, is getting information from other people. So always check those comments because there's some really, really good advice. Sometimes you got to go between the troll comments, but after the troll comments, there's some really good information right there that you might be like, you know what? I like what they said. I'm going to use that. That wasn't said in the video. That was only in the comments. I'm going to use that. So there's so much out there. There's so many ways to prepare. I didn't talk about legally protecting yourself. Like if you have, I don't know, like some kind of, let's just call them weapons. If you have some sort of weapons that your state allows, you better be bringing that stuff, right? I mean, if you're coming to Florida, you got to realize that everybody in that room is bringing that stuff. So why do you want to be the one person in the room that's not? So that's something to think about for sure. Bring your freedom seeds. Bring whatever's legally allowed. I'm not telling you to do anything crazy, but keep it legal. But definitely, you should be bringing that stuff. That's part of your protection. That's part of you not being a victim, is having that stuff to protect you. So anyways, that's that. Leave me a comment down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. Hopefully you have a lot of fun at these shows. Don't let this video deter you from being like, oh my goodness, those things sound terrible. They sound awful. Actually, as I'm looking through this video, I see some suitcases and stuff. So don't neglect to bring those. But just always, I see a lot of people, they'll have like a suitcase where they're keeping their coins, their money, whatever the case may be. Don't just leave it off to the side and then do business on okay, you leave it to your right side and you do business on your left side. Man, put that stuff right between your legs or something. Grip your feet onto it, on the sides of it, so that thing is close to you, Don't let that thing leave you, because as soon as you say, oh, it doesn't have to be that close to me, I can just put it off to the side, that thing's going to, find itself walking away. So, be aware if you have a bag, a suitcase, whatever the case may be, keep it to where somewhere your body is touching it, right? You can feel that thing is still there at that moment. And that way too, you're not just going to get up and forget about it and walk away. So, but again, don't let me, deter you from going to these shows. They're great. Numismatic crimes, although they've been happening since the beginning of numismatics, it's not something that happens every single show, doesn't happen every single day. It does happen for sure. It's something we have to be aware of and have to protect ourselves from. But, I think that if you practice some of these right here, you're going to be in a very, very high chance of your lifetime never having to deal with numismatic crimes. Anyways, I got to go for now. Super long-winded, I know, but there's some decent advice in here, I think. Some things that I've never talked about before, never really expounded upon some of these reasons. But again, give me some of your reasons. I'd greatly love to hear them. I got to go. Appreciate you for watching. Spegtacular is out. Well, hello, everybody. I seek to educate and entertain through my journey of collecting coins and stacking precious metals. I encourage you to subscribe and please stay with me on this journey. I am Spegtacular, the Silver Stacular. When I was a kid, we did this every day in school, and I believe we need to bring this back a little bit, and I'm going to start right now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.